Gamers, by the time you're watching this, the Attribute 4 event is probably live. So every time a fun event like this comes around, we have this community effort in my Discord where people send different replays and deck lists just to test out different things that might be fun or playable in this format. It's more so about showing sauce. It's not about showing just what is the best possible deck that you can play in the event. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. If you want like that really TLDR is like Madolche is going to be probably the best Earth deck that you can play. Emancipators, even without Block Dragon, is probably going to be pretty crazy. And I mean, like Salamangreat, like we're not going to talk about Salamangreat. I'm not here to showcase decks that you already have seen a million times. I am much more interested in showcasing some really interesting sauce that the community has brought together. So if you guys would like to participate in these what should you play videos for the next event, make sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description. Now we are going to show the deck lists to like give you an idea of what the deck looks like, but I'm not going to be going card by card. We're showing a lot of decks, I think like 5 decks today. So we really don't have the time to be going card by card for every deck and doing like an individual deck profile. It's really more just for the fun of showcasing different decks that you could try out in this event or that you might even see in the event. So without further ado, let's get into the deck lists and then we'll do some replays. So for our first deck here, shout out to Bidoof Goofman in the Discord, hooked us up with a Infernal Noble list, and this is basically as pure as it gets. We are running the Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, and they did ban the what's the equip spell? Smoke Grenade of the Thief is banned, so we're not playing that playstyle. We're actually playing with some Gemini Ablation. This can special summon a Gemini monster from your deck or a Fire Warrior monster from your deck. So it kind of has this interesting synergy with the Infernal Noble cards. We have a really good replay for this one. It's a pretty interesting deck, definitely not one of the top tier decks of the format or anything. These events are for fun. Like you don't have, like it's not like a ladder system. You don't have to play the best deck. If you're playing something you like, that's good enough. So thank you Bidoof again for this list, and on to the next one. Next up here, we have Armed Dragon as a really cool win deck, really strong, can set up really strong interruption, has pretty insane combos going first, can kill really easily going second. Again, I don't think this is going to be absolutely like top tier, but I actually think this is going to be a really solid contender. We have a good replay for this, so shout out Raptor. Thank you for the list, and we have another win deck to showcase real quick. All right, so shout out Quiet Elite for this one, and another win deck that might be quite popular is Speedroid. Obviously, Speedroid, just a good combo deck. You even see it from time to time in just regular ladder. This is just a really strong deck, almost entirely unaffected by being in this format. It doesn't really lose anything because it gets locked into wins anyway. So yeah, this deck is really solid. The extra deck is crazy, sets up good negates. It really doesn't change much from what you're used to with Speedroid. Really solid pick if you have it. Next up here is a list from Mazinger, and this is for Earth Machines. Now, there are many different variants of Earth Machines that you can play. This is just one of them. It's Deskbots. So the thing that this deck can really exploit is actually that Deskbot 2. It's not once per turn, so if this card is special summon, you can search any Despot monster from your deck, and there are so many ways to special summon this card repeatedly in the deck and just generate insane amounts of advantage. And it also has kind of an interesting FTK with Despot base, but I'll let you guys find that out in the replay. It is pretty cool. So next up here, we had to put the Feet Queen in the thumbnail, so we've got Raptor's Amazoness list. This is a really cool Earth deck. Again, probably not the most top tier, but you can't sleep on them, okay? Their fusions are really good, okay? Trust me, it's fire. I really can't wait to showcase this one. I know not a lot of people know anything about this deck because as soon as they pull them, they'll just dismantle them to build tiers, which I mean, I don't blame them, but shout out Raptor for actually keeping the Amazoness and making them work, so we're definitely gonna have to check that out. All right, and for the last deck to showcase here, shout out Mazinger. Thank you for showing us this deck. This is basically like a weird shark fish deck with a little bit of a penguin path in it. Now, me personally, I'm probably gonna be playing like a very pure penguin deck, like very penguin focused deck when I'm playing this event, so you'll get to see that deck probably like when I do some highlights or on stream or something like that. But this list is really crazy. It really pops off. The board it sets up is insane, so I can't wait to show you this replay. And speaking of which, we probably should get into those. All right, so first off here we have Bidoof's Infernal Noble deck. So yeah, I don't know very much about Infernal Noble, so I'll try to keep up, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I have almost never seen this deck in action. So yeah, I'll do my best here. We have Gemini Ablation. This is a pretty interesting card. You can special summon a Gemini from your deck and it gains its effects. And also it has this effect where you can tribute a Gemini, and if you do, special a Fire Warrior from your hand or deck. So not bad. So we're going to start off with Heritage of the Chalice to search the Durandal. Then we're going to summon out Oliver and equip it with, well, no, special summon Fireflint Lady, equip the Durandal. Durandal, we get to search a Fire Warrior from our deck. Then using these two, we can go into Captain Roland and trigger the Astolfo. We can banish a fire from our grave to special summon it, go into Emperor Charles, and then we can trigger the Astolfo in the grave, banish it from the grave. What does that do? Actually, I don't even know what that did. What does that do? You can banish this card from your grave, special summon this banished card during your second standby phase after this effect's activation. Then you can special summon one of your fire warrior monsters that is banished from your grave. Okay, so this graveyard effect is only good in the grind game. That is kind of weird, but okay. So we get to equip the Infernal Noble Knight Ogier, which makes it indestructible by card effects, and Durandal, which is basically like a monster reborn if they out the Emperor Charles here. So they go heavy forward, summoning Infinite Track Harvester, searching Brutal Dozer, then tributing over Harvester. They can summon the Brutal Dozer and special summon from the deck a Trencher, go into Infinite Track River Stormer. We're going to activate, wait, we have a hand trap equip spell? Quick effect, you can target one face-up monster you control, equip this card from your hand to that target as an equip spell, and it gains 500 attack during the end phase if this card is in the grave because it was sent there. Add a fire monster or an equip spell from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it's just an attack boost. Interesting. And then because it got an equip spell, Emperor gets to pop a card, so we're going to pop the Xyz. Then they're going to trigger a graveyard effect, and we get to trigger our graveyard effect of Infernal Noble Knight Captain. I need to read this. During the main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one warrior monster you control, equip this card to that monster you control as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. Okay, and do we get another pop? I guess not. So they're going to go into Infinite Track Goliath, and then they're doing their combos, you know, bring back the River Stormer, use the Xyz to... not the Xyz, I mean the Link Monster to equip it to the Xyz as a material. Then we search Regulus. I don't know how we search that. I can't really keep up with this. I don't really know what this deck does either. Machina Metal Cruncher here is going to excavate, not excavate 3, but reveal 3 and add a random one to the hand, but they were all the same. So, special summon from the grave a Harvester, use the effect of Heavy Freight Train, then use the Therion since you have a bunch of machines in the grave. Then Harvester is going to change its level to the same level as Therion so that we can go into rank 10 plays to do a little bit of burn. Bro, this deck is popping off. They try to pop the Synchro here, but obviously they can't. They go for Super Dreadnought, Rail Cannon, Juggernaut, Lieb. Beat over it, and then we get to trigger all our floating effects in the grave of the Infernal Noble Knights. Pretty interesting stuff. So special summon out the Ogier. We get to send a card to the graveyard here. Then we use our Trap Gemini Ablation. And, oh wait, it's just a continuous. We just activated it. Okay, that's kind of random. Ablation effect. Oh, send a Gemini. Okay, special summon a Gemini monster from the deck. Evocator. What the hell is this one? This card's normal special summon. You can target one fire warrior in your grave. Oh, or a Gemini monster in your grave. Special summon it. Okay. But then they're going to use Called By on our target. How the hell could the Infernal Nobles win this? Oh, okay. So our opponent's going to go into Ancient Gear Ballista. Then they get the Ancient Gearbox. Get to search Earth Machine. Go into Goliath. Then we use the effect of Vernisilth of the Misting Seedlings. Get ourselves a Freight Train Derricane from the graveyard here. And then we shuffle a bunch back into the deck to draw 2. Using these 2, we go into Super Dread... Oh my god. Super Dora. So, yeah. Pop in the trap here. What the heck? How the hell do you beat this? Like, you... What? How? Okay, on end phase, we get to add the Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. This is like one of the coolest cards in the Legacy pack. So if this gets to resolve, that's going to be pretty sick. Going to go Heritage of the Chalice to get another copy of Durandal. Then we're going to go Durandal, equip it to our Gemini monster here. Durandal effect gets to search a Fire Warrior. Then we can summon out the Infernal Noble Knight and add back to our hand the Infernal Noble Arms Haute Clebre. We're going to go into Infernal Noble Knight Captain Oliver. Banish from grave to special summon Phoenix Gearfried. Then equip to our Synchro monster here. They're going to chain Super Dreadnought Cannondora, but we can actually negate by sending an equip spell to the grave. Then we can trigger our Captain Roland to equip it to our Synchro monster here. And then Gearfried takes control of a monster as an equip spell when it attacks into a monster, which is pretty badass. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of sick. Alright, so we're looking decent here. Vernisilf send the Misting Seedling to the grave to, I guess, negated by the Gearfried. That's like a monster negate, right? Not an Omni? Okay, yeah, it's a monster negate. So they're going to go into Enter Blatnir. Pretty good rank 9. Banish one card your opponent controls. They can banish the Gearfried before it brings any more issues to the table. Beat over the Roland. Or was it Oliver? Okay, beat over the Oliver here. And we draw into our Reno. So then we're going to trigger... Oh, we finally get to trigger that banish effect of the Astolfo. Bring back our Knight Emperor Charles. Special out the Reno. Use the effect of Infernal Noble Arms Durandal. Equip it to the Charles to pop a card. Then we get to search a Fire Warrior from the deck. It pops itself afterwards. Get to discard to special summon. Then we use the graveyard effect of something to equip it to Charles, I guess. What the hell is going on? Okay, going to... Wait, what? Oh, wait. All warrior monsters gain 500. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can try one non-link warrior in your graveyard, special summon it, but banish it. Okay, this is just base. This is just a flex, honestly. Just a cool card. Alright, pretty sick. Going in for game here. So yeah, you know, and then when you declare an attack, target one face-up card on the field destroy it. Yeah, so you know, definitely not as good as when they have access to the smoke grenade of the thief stuff, but still, I think the Infernal Nobles are pretty badass. All right, so here for the wind replay, well, one of our wind replays, we're gonna do two actually. We have Armed Dragons. This is from Raptor. He's an Armed Dragon boss. He created the Infinite Negate Armed Dragon deck back when that stuff was legal. So let's see here. We have the Little Lightning Dragon Ruler of Drafts and the level 5. We're going to special summon out Tempest from the deck. Then we can trigger the effect of the level 5 in the grave. That's really good. And whoa, we're playing against Tyr. Oh my god, we're just playing this deck in ladder here. That's insane. Then we'll get to special out the Pile Armed Dragon, trigger the level 3 in the grave, go into Galaxy Tomahawk effect, detach 2, get to special summon a couple of tokens here. And all this stuff is wind. The Auroradon is in this format. And we have High Speedroid Rubber Band coming up here. Sprite Elf is fire. It is in the format. And then we're going into Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Get a couple of tokens here. And we're going to go into the Mega Phantom Beast Old Lion. Make ourselves a Karakuri Steel Shogun. Then we get to trigger the graveyard effect of Old Lion. Get a token. Special out of Karakuri from the deck. Make Karakuri Shogun Bure. Then we get to trigger the elf, bring back the Old Lion. Okay, special summon out from the deck a Karakuri, go into Baron de Fleur, and then we make a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon set 2 pass. Dude, this combo is actually insane. Get a Baron, a Crystal Wing Synchro, plus an elf to protect them from targeting, and some level 2s in the grave that you can get back. That's really, really strong. Really strong. Infinite Impermanent called by is just a bonus, plus the Droll in hand. Can't say no to that. Droll is a really good bridge for Small World, so I think that's why Raptor is running it. Our opponent is going to go for Forbidden Droplet. We're actually going to called by the yugioh here. Go Sprite Elf, bring back the High Speedroid Rubber Band. And why are we doing that? Oh my god, we're playing against Spiral. We're going to go Imperm on the Quick Fix here. That is such a weird deck. Going to Barricade Borg Blocker. I just assumed it was Tyr. It wasn't Tyr at all. But anyway, that's an easy W. Shout out Raptor. That is a dope deck. I'm not going to lie. That is really cool. All right. And next up here from Raptor, we have Amazonas. Amazonas is a really cool deck. Didn't really get to shine in the ladder. But in this format, you'll be able to play some Amazonas if you have the cards. So shout out Raptor for this one. We also really needed a waifu for the thumbnail, so I really appreciate it. So let's check out some Amazonas playing against Sprite, and I'm guessing this is in ladder here. So they're going Nimble Beaver, they had the Swamp Frog, they had the Carrot. Man, they just had everything. This is pretty scary. All right, bring out the Ronin Totem from the grave. Make Appaloosa. What kind of crazy build is this? Bring back the bring back the Ronin Totem. Go into Elf effect to bring out the Carrot. Bro, what kind of Sprite player runs Appaloosa? Bro literally passed on Appaloosa Elf Carrot? Excuse me? That's cooked. Okay. Anyway, we're going to draw into the Hot Spring, the censored Hot Spring, unfortunately. Activate Rhoda. They're going to go for their Carrot here to negate the Rhoda. Now we can go Amazoness Spy. Yeah, revealing the princess to special summon both. That's crazy. Then they're going to go Appaloosa to negate the princess effect. We're going to activate Amazoness Call to search Spiritualist. Spiritualist effect, add back the spy to hand to special summon it. Then we trigger its effect to search, but they negate it. But we already have the polymerization in hand, so we can go into Amazoness Empress, and then we can use the graveyard effect of Amazoness Call to make Empress. I think it makes Empress attack every monster. Yeah, it can attack every monster on the field. And Empress, I believe, other Amazoness cards cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So there we go. Beat over Appaloosa. Beat over the Carrot. Oh, and it has piercing. I didn't even know that. That's cool. And then we've got the Hot Spring face down. What does Hot Spring do? When it's activated, take one Amazoness from your deck and either add it to your hand. When you take battle damage while you control an Amazoness monster card, you can gain LP equal to the damage you took. Oh, shit. Okay, that's interesting. So it's like a reverse Amazoness Swordswoman. Either way. Gonna go Amazoness Spy here, reveal the golden, and that's just easy win like that. Bro, Sprite couldn't, well, I mean, that's questionable Sprite board, but they couldn't do nothing. But yo, shout out Amazoness. Like, I actually want to see more of this deck. It's kind of badass. All right, next up here, another one from Mazinger. This is a water deck. So, you know, kind of covers that water box. It's like a shark kind of list with a bit of a penguin engine in it from what he was telling me. I am going to be playing a very pure penguin deck probably in this event. So you'll get to see more of pure penguins, like when I make like highlights, like stream highlights or something like that. So let's just check out this variant here. So special summoning 2 sharks to go into Area the Water Charmer, activating Monster Reborn to bring back Colosylanth. Super Ancient Deep Sea Colosylanth, discard 1, special summon literally 4 monsters from your deck, by the way. Just insane card. Go into Trishula. Trishula effect gets to loop a card out of your opponent's hand. Then we're going to go into White Aura Monoceros and target a card in the grave. To special summon it back. Yeah, so we get to bring back our Colosylanth. Then we go into Marincess Coral Anemone. Get to banish our Leaf Fish from the grave to... Okay, shuffle back 3, draw 1. Makes sense. Then Colosylanth, discard 1 to special summon 3 from the deck. Get to go into Dragite. Use these 2 to go into Stealth Kraken. And set the Called by the Grave Anemone. Bring back our shark here. Then we get to trigger... Whoa. Did we just trigger the Fishborg Launcher? Special summon Penguin Brave, set Penguin Soldier? Dude, this board is friggin' beautiful, bro. Kraken, Risen Raptite, and Brave? No, Dragite? Oh my god, dude. That's awesome. Plus the Called by just as a bonus. Yeah, this is like FTK. Like, this is crazy. I don't know what this card does, but it looks cool. Okay, so our opponent sets 3, goes Card of the Mice, and just scoops. That's fire. This ain't even rate my replay, but 5 out of 5. Okay, so next up here, we have a replay from Quiet Elite, and this is for Speedroid. I think Speedroid might be a pretty popular win deck. It sets up some pretty formidable boards. You guys have probably seen it. They have pretty strong 2-card combos. So we're going to go for Small World here to get our Terror Top out of the deck. Going to get to special summon out the Terror Top, search out the Speedroid Marble Machine. Speedroid Marble Machine, special summon to get Takatomborg, special Takatomborg, as well as Dinotherium. Get to trigger the Takatomborg to get a Red-Eye die out of the deck. Change the level of our monster to go into High Speedroid Cork Shooter. Get to bring back our die as well as our Terror Top. Then we can change the level of Cork Shooter to level 5, go into Hagoita, and we can synchro summon into Baron de Fleur, make ourselves a High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, send the Adignister Wind Pegasus to the banish pile to mill a Denden Daiko Duke and search out a Yo-Yo. Get to special summon out the Cork Shooter from the grave, special summon out the Hagoita, and make ourselves a Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Effect of the Denden, we get to bring out our dice again and move our Yo-Yo up to 6 to make a Clearwing Fast Dragon, set Speedroid Duplicate. So this is a pretty standard board, like for Speedroid. Like, this is nothing like too surprising or crazy, but like it's really hard to play through this. Like so many strong interruptions. What does this trap do, by the way? Banish a win from your grave, then target a card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That is really strong. During your main phase, if this card is in your grave, you can target a level 2 or higher Speedroid monster you control, reduce this level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster, tuner, level 1. Okay, that's pretty strong. Pretty good card. So yeah, we're going to pass turn here. Let's see what our opponent is on. They're going to activate their Pot of Extravagance to draw 2. Go Pot of Duality, 1, 2, 3, and they're on Floowandereeze. Now, Floowandereeze playing through 3 interruptions challenge is pretty impossible. Oh my god, they're going to go for this and then go evenly. Ugh, that's disgusting. Then activate Dimensional Fissure, go Robina. We're going to activate our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and they're just going to set 1 and pass. Okay, so they didn't have it. They had a lot, but they didn't have what they needed. So here we're going to summon out the Fuki Motoshi Piper to search out a Godarla. What the? And activate Speedroid Wheel, banishing the Godarla to special summon out a Marble Machine from our deck. Then we can bring back the Hagoita. Using these 2, we can go into another copy of Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter is going to banish out the Charge Warrior, and then we can reveal 2 monsters whose levels add up to it. So get ourselves the Ultra Hound and just go for game, I guess. Oh, this isn't game. This isn't game yet. All right, so we're just kind of gaming, but we're not at game yet. So our opponent has 1,200 life points, and we're just passing. We have 1 monster negate, and I think that's our only real interruption here, if I'm not mistaken. Opponent is going to go for a Floowandereeze and Stry. That's fine. Then they're going to summon out the Robina, and we can activate our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon to negate the Robina. Okay, so Floowandereeze player bricked. Makes sense. But still, I mean, that was not even like event Floowandereeze. That was literally like ladder Floowandereeze. So still really impressive stuff. Okay, and Mazinger here. I tried to space out Mazinger's replays because he provided a lot of replays for different decks. But this one I just had to showcase. So this is going to be the last Earth and just last deck we showcase in general today. And it is Deskbots. So yeah, Deskbot, pretty awesome deck. I love Deskbot. This was like my favorite deck in Duel Links. So we're going to go for Small World to get ourselves into Deskbot 003, which is kind of our starter. Special summon out the 2 from the deck, and we get to search a Deskbot from our deck. And Deskbot 002 is not once per turn. So then we're going to go into Sprite Elf to bring back the Deskbot 002, and it's going to get us another search of a Deskbot monster. Then we can activate our Verniself to search out a Verniself and special summon the 2 from the grave, trigger its effect again to search a Deskbot 4. Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy. The Vernus plus a Deskbot just goes kind of insane. We can go Ancient Gear Ballista to search the Ancient Gearbox. Ancient Gearbox can search an Earth, and then we can use our Verniself here to search the Awakening Forests and bring back our Deskbot 2 yet again to search another Deskbot. And you can kind of see how much advantage this deck can generate, right? So alright, get to special summon out our Deskbot 1 using the effect of our Vernu. Then we're going to use Tatsu Necro to, wait, what? Synchro into Karakuri Super Shogun. Dude, the Karakuri is going crazy today. And that gets us into Baron de Fleur. Then we can scale up our pendulums, bring out the 9, bring out the 4, and since 2 Despots were summoned, we can bring back the 1 from the grave, make Despot Jet. Despot Jet gonna pop itself to special summon from the deck a Despot 5. Then we can trigger the graveyard effect of Gizmek Titan Goku, or whatever that is, to trigger our Despot 02, get our Despot base, link up into Appaloosa. Okay, makes sense. Then Despot base will trigger. We can banish 9 Despot cards. You can banish 9 Deskbot cards with different names from your field and or graveyard. Shuffle all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. Alright, so let's see if our opponent can play through Elf, Appaloosa with 3 negates, and Baron de Fleur with 1 card in hand. Okay. They're going Numeron Wall. That's a good one. Yo, this deck is just crazy, man. Yeah. Such a good replay. Such a fire replay. Anyway. Yeah, that's it for the replays. All right, so that's about it for the replays. I know that Deskbot one was absolutely insane. So yeah, I can't wait to play this event. It's going to start pretty soon, probably already started by the time you're watching this video. So let me know if you guys are enjoying the event and what you decided to play for the event. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just showcasing different decks from the community. Again, huge shout out to the community in the Discord. Make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already, just to be able to participate in stuff like this, as well as just, you know, in general discussion, complaining about tier limits, stuff like that. Also, huge shout out to my UCT tier members. That would be Bongerman for 20, Dad Dude Joey, Raptor Rapture, as well as Hit or Miss JT, JQ the King, and Beat-Ups. You guys are very appreciated. Thanks also to the people in the baby tier, in the miss tier, over on Twitch, and you who's liking, commenting, subscribing, maybe buying the hat, doing all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. All right. Peace.